I'm in Kiev in Ukraine, and it's really cold today, this Sunday morning in November, and today I am going to Chernobyl, taking a tour there, the old nuclear plant, and I am taking it with this tour company, Chernobyl Tour.
Blown out reactor and buried under 14 meters of rubble, with the graphite surrounding the nuclear fuel.
We just arrived to the first checkpoint, and it is called the Zalissya checkpoint, and behind the checkpoint here it is the 30 kilometers exclusion zone. So after this border we are inside the exclusion zone of Chernobyl. We are here now in the village of Zalissya, and this is our first stop in the Chernobyl tour. And we are going inside one of the abandoned houses here. There are old Soviet newspaper and books still here. Look inside the house here. It's empty, of course, and there are rubbles everywhere, and there are holes in the floor, so we have to be very careful. So this a family lived here before?
Yes, so in this house, so once a time I was checking very attentively a lot of small things like newspapers, books. Most probably it was teacher's house, most probably. Because there are a lot of books with Soviet literature, for example, so most probably yes.
Yeah, I saw some newspaper out there.
Yeah, about newspapers, about stuff from the buildings, for example. So you can see that building is totally empty, without any furniture, without any stuff. Why so? A lot of stuff, a lot of furniture, for example, from houses, was taken away by liquidators.
This is another house, and it looks the same as the first one we went into. And here we also have holes on the floor, and that's because there were looters here breaking up the floorboards, because in Soviet times people usually hide their treasures, the stuff, the money, under the floor. So the looters came and took out the floors to check if there were treasures underneath the floor. We are now inside the 10-kilometer exclusion zone, and the ground here is more contaminated than the 30 kilometers exclusion zone. And why is that? Well, that's because there are a lot of contaminated stuff buried around here, like the old clothes and old house materials. So it's more danger around here. And people with Geiger counter, the counters are beeping all the time because they're more contaminated around here. And the reading says here 1.47 millisievert, and it's a lot. And we are here in the kindergarten and visiting one of the places here. So here we will see another hotspot, and right now it is 1.35 millisievert per hour.
Per hour, yes.
It's not millisievert. It's
not milli.
Microsievert.
Microsieverts per hour.
Sorry, I said milli before, but it's microsievert.
Yes, and 1 millisievert is 1000 microsieverts.
Okay.
10, 20, 19.9, 19, still 19.9, 19.8. 18.6, 17.7, and for example again somewhere there, for example. Just wait for a few seconds. 2.7. One more hotspot. Why so? As I mentioned, that liquidators were washing all brick buildings which were located along main roads. I feel myself like star, superstar. Along main roads. And during this process, from the rooftop of this building, all radioactive dust, all radioactive particles were dropping down with water from the rooftops, from the wall, to the ground around kindergarten.
This kindergarten is located only 3 kilometers from the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And We see here some of the toys outside the kindergarten. This is inside the kindergarten, and obviously this is the bedroom where the children slept. You can see the doll here. So we are here at the Red Forest, and this is one of the most contaminated area around here.
Yes.
And you said that directly after the accident, what is the level of the radiation?
According to some sources, levels of radiation inside those two radioactive traces in western and in the northern were more than 130 million microsieverts per hour.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
A lot.
It's higher than lethal dose of radiation today immediately from the radiation sickness. That's a lot. So that's why all those trees, they died just after 30 minutes after explosion.
The trees die.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And got this reddish color. But now, as you can see, it's impossible to see any reddish trees, this original red forest, because all original red forest was buried underground. It's the contamination process.
And that's why it's called the red forest, because of
because of reddish
the
color.
reddish color.
Because
on the
as I
trees.
mentioned before the accident, this forest had the name of wormwood forest. Wormwood is in translation means Chernobyl. But because of this color, of reddish color of the trees, this forest got absolutely another nickname.
This is Prypiat, the town closest to the nuclear reactors. And once almost 50,000 people lived here. Prypiat was built in the Soviet time, and it's supposed to be the city for the best people in Soviet. And here you can see the movie theater of Prypiat. And me and the guide will now take a walk inside this ghost town of Prypiat and see how it looks like now. We see here tour groups in Prypiat, and there we have the hotel of Prypiat, and this is the amusement building of Prypiat. And the city of Prypiat was built around the idea of the Soviet paradise. And all the best people in Soviet supposed to live here. So at last, here we are at the amusement park of the town of Prypiat. And over there we have the famous Ferris wheel of Prypiat. This amusement park is supposed to open just a couple of days after the Chernobyl disaster, so the kids never got the chance to ride the cars there and go on a ride on the Ferris wheel. So here is the reactor number 4 of the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant. It was in April 26, 1986 that the world's most serious nuclear accident happened, exactly here. This metal structure that the Soviet used to detect American ballistic missiles during the Cold War. This thing here actually cost more than the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. It is amazing. I bet that if they put more money in the Chernobyl nuclear reactor, that horrible accident on April 26 wouldn't have happened in the year of 1986. And the reason why this metal structure is still here is that we are still standing inside the 10 kilometers exclusion zone, and the metal here is still contaminated, so they cannot move it anywhere. So this relic from the Soviet time, it will be standing here maybe forever. We were told by our guide that we're not supposed to eat the berries.
Yeah.
Because they might be contaminated still, right?
Yeah, not supposed
Look
to.
at the berries.
I reckon they're delicious.
I don't think we can even touch them.
No. I think they accumulate
Yeah.